so much.
Now we gotta do the intro. I could just be like, this is Keo Prints.
Because we kind of have that.
Yeah, we do have that in there.
I mean,
I think a
should
simple...
we do it twice?
Welcome to Keo Prints. Today we're gonna watch Kory build a printer. And then like, you cut to, today we're gonna watch Kory build a printer. Kory's gonna put together a printer. He doesn't know anything about 3D printers. Let's watch. Give it a go, man.
Ooh. All right, we got a big old box.
Oh, what's it say on the front?
We got Ender. This side is up. We have to handle it with care, and also it is afraid of wet.
So basically everything you're gonna need is... It's very simply laid out. It's
so much.
Here. Very simple.
Let's put that way.
Yep. So what's your strategy? You've built some IKEA things before. What do you typically do? Like, do you read through the instructions first kind of guy, or do you like...
You know, honestly, usually I just grab all my stuff, doohickeys, bits.
Even looking at that right there, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, this is a lot of componentry, and we don't even have everything taken out of bags and things.
I think that's where it got me, whereas we're still taking stuff out.
It's all pretty well packaged in that box, though.
Yeah, the size of the box, I was like, there's not much in here. It's just bam, 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 we're done. So many pieces. Doodads.
Yep.
And I kind of like arrange it.
Yep.
Because usually they got like little things, words on it. This one's 2020 profile cover. So if we're lucky, that's in the instructions somewhere. It's instructions somewhere.
I love the dependence on the instructions, too. The instructions were there. They weren't bad. They weren't good. Oh, see this on the bag? It's labeled. It'll probably match what's in the instructions. Yeah, instructions. That'll save us. This'll be easy.
It doesn't.
Was this what you were expecting?
Honestly, I thought there'd be far less parts.
Sick.
Sweet little knobby thing.
I bought one of these printers secondhand from a guy. I thought he stole that knob or like threw it away or something. So I printed a different knob because that's what you can do with a 3D printer. And then if you look on the front over here, there's a little drawer. He had it in that drawer. It took me like 3 months. I didn't realize it.
So is this important? Because I was just thinking what they could have done to test your 3D printing skills.
Do you think it's like
print the knob?
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like you have to finish your printer. All right, well, let's do some things here. Very important.
Warranty. Yeah, right.
Look at that. Look at that halo-y thing.
So much.
This will be easy. So we hadn't even started putting it together yet, and it was already like...
It's like an hour or two.
The severity of the scope of the project had just kind of set in. If you get a 3D printer, I'm going to get into 3D printing, and you get a 3D printer, and it comes in a box, and you're, okay, I'll put it together, and then print some plastic stuff, and it'll be whatever. But...
Be a nice little evening. It won't. I mean, I guess if you started way earlier than we kind of started late-ish.
I suppose. This illustrates very well the fact that it's not as much of a hobby of like printing stuff as it is tinkering with the machines, which is a theme that we'll come back around to in this series, but that is definitely setting in right there with that side, which is the best.
So much. Got one. Okay.
We'll see how late we stay up here. We might do it in 2 sessions.
I did make sure I told the wife.
Good.
It's gonna be a late one.
Good. Just like maybe we both underestimated how late.
Okay, so there's a little nub. Little nub. picture that looks about right. I'm just gonna. Is this meant to?
So these are like T-bar fasteners, I think. So when you were seeing T-bar on there, it was talking about those fasteners. Yeah, it catches it and turns it 90 degrees. So you don't even have to slide it because
I could just like.
Yeah, it'll just fit in.
Oh.
See what I mean?
Ah.
But then as soon as you tighten it, it turns 90 degrees and it locks into that profile. You remember the T-nuts? How great they are? How cool they are?
I mean, I thought the coolest thing ever. First time I've ever had to use a T-nut.
Be a shame if, like, you struggled with it later in the video.
I'm just gonna send it. I'm shoving this bad boy up in there.
Sick. Whoa.
This is gonna be a thick boy.
I turned around for 1 second and you're putting a thing together, dude.
It says nothing about tipping it on the side, so we're gonna see how it goes. Alright, so that's gonna go. I see here we got these little hole boys here.
Very good, very
It's gonna
good.
go on these little holes here.
Very good.
And really just gonna send it. Flip this around, give you guys a better shot.
That's your Z-rod / lead screw.
Do we need the sheet?
Nope, don't need that. But just make sure the Z-rod does not get bent.
Alright, so you need super tiny, that's even bigger. Whoop. So we just far too tiny. What? Go back. Yeah, that's what it's gotta be. You know what? I bet. It gives you little holes here. That's why those are there. So take it. You got a little thing. It's got little nubs.
Okay, so that's like your, I guess that'd be like a sprocket. I mean, I don't remember how far into the video we were, into the recording we were.
So many hours.
Like, it's been...
Several hours.
It's a combination of... So Kory's never made a printer, built a printer before. But, like, you built things, you know how to put stuff together, whatever, right? We've never done YouTube before or filmed us doing projects before. So there's kind of like me just standing there with my phone for hours. And then there's the added level of like, here's the idea for the video. You don't know anything. I'm not going to help you. But it's like, it's taking hours. Like at this point, it's taken hours. And this is just an evening, like after work, we have jobs. So like,
it was rough.
It was a stupid idea. Like a gear, your timing belt.
Yeah.
Pulley, as it were.
Up for this.
So geared up, dude. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one right there.
The hub number. Ah, this is a tiny block. Okay.
You have the long one on the bottom.
Then in real quick.
Yep.
So bad. So if we put this on here.
Yeah, so you don't have to like loosen that nut to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're spinning this one. Oh, were you supposed to put that on before this piece maybe?
You know, probably.
I just want to comment on the fact that the whole premise of the video is Kory's going to put together a printer. I'm not going to help. And then I'm like cycling back from helping, but then I'm not helping, and then I'm helping. You were doing the putting on that end piece, and I was like, yeah, make sure you have this side down and this side up because I had it flipped recently.
I feel like it would have taken 5 extra hours had you not just... Yeah, watch out for this little thing because it got me.
Think about how quick it would have gone had I helped.
We would have been done so fast. But it's like one of those things where you would have gone, you got all the way to the end. Can't use that other piece now. you got to take it all the way apart.
Remember that
and
piece?
then redo it. It's a great question. Why is that there? I bet something goes on that.
Look at that. You like that?
Either way, you should tighten it or loosen it.
Yeah. Because it's just like a smooth sleeve. It's not actually, yeah, there you go. Your face just there too as you're like looking at it, you're like, yeah, okay.
That was so much more delicate.
Sleeve, it's not actually, yeah, there you go. It's not actually threaded in there. So you just loosened it up. So now you can check this other side here.
This is what's good in there. Okay, cool.
It just came on, okay. And that is the piece that makes all of this possible. You thread your Z-rod into there, and then when that spins, it makes it do. And then that starts coming up. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Totally out of focus and everything. It was perfect.
It's the shot we needed.
There it is, man.
So we're just gonna tease it.
Yeah. Now it's starting to look like a thing.
This little bracket here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna.
Very good. Very good.
So 2 little slots, 2 little nubs.
Yeah.
Do that good.
If this video gets any views, I want comments. I want people to be like, why did you spend so long showing how to put the spool holder together? No, that made the cut.
I like that it started out as like an instructional-ish video where I don't know anything and I'm going to help you put together a printer while also not knowing anything about printers. That was it. The very easiest parts where it's like, here's me actually giving instructions on and information.
That is true,
The
too.
most basic parts of the thing.
There's like a lot of like complicated components coming together at once, and we just kind of like, we'll just cut through that garbage, but spool holder where you turn on the thing, that's what you gotta. Yeah, very well documented.
There we go.
Nice, dude.
Parallel with these tubes.
All right, this is my favorite part because you're using T-nuts, and before you're like, wow, T-nuts, that's a pretty cool thing. Well, let's just watch, shall we? Now, to lock all those guys in place.
I think this one. No.
This will be easy. Easy. Yeah, a little. There's the spin. You got that one too. Shaky and everything, but you got her.
See, this one's, that's going to be deep down in there. This will be good enough. No one will know if it does or not.
Yeah, that one doesn't matter at this point, really. Look at it.
Yeah.
All right, you have the printer now.
All right, we got
You
it.
got it? Okay. So this was a huge victory for you.
The concept of T-nuts, great idea. In practice, man.
That was like several attempts of trying to get this little piece secured, and then you'd wiggle it and it would just fall off.
All right, so on there is a little nub right at the top there.
Very good.
So let's, if I know anything about nubs, we got a little nub there.
Yeah. The other interesting thing about this guy is
Why?
the big reveal, dude.
Could have taken off the whole time.
The plot twist. You didn't even need the controller clipped on to the bracket. Kory could have had so much more access and visibility while he was struggling through mounting that bracket.
Wow, this is so awkward. Why would they do it like this? I also love how there's another little instructional bit in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
This is a finding feature for the plug, and this is how you do.
But then also just immediately plugging it in, completely miss any of it because I'm like overlooking it awkwardly.
I think this is a good stopping point, actually. For YouTube, it's going to be like a second, I guess. But for us, it's going to be a whole different day. We'll be wearing different clothes, likely. So this is where we got to on the first evening. That is how long it takes to
Half hours.
90% assemble one of these if you have zero background on what you're doing. So, did you say 2.5 hours there?
It must have been only 2.5 hours.
I thought it was way longer. Maybe in total we spent 4 hours on it. For some reason, 4 hours sticks in my mind. It's taking hours.
Yeah, I think that was between both sessions. It was about 4 hours.
Okay, so then at the beginning, when we were like, this is already hours in. Hours. It wasn't hours in. It just felt like it was hours in.
Just a lot.
It was just an overwhelming mess of parts. Okay, well, you know, we're getting there. Cool. Every one of these stepper motors is going to need power.
I mean, that makes sense.
Right, and then you've also got some switches. Like that's your Z limit switch, and you got one
Light little switches,
right
little
there.
quickie doos.
Right at the end of each movement axis. We'll have a little switch. Don't they have little tags on them as well?
Really? Oh.
Again, I'm not going to help you with this. Also, they have tags on them. They do?
Yes, clearly notice I didn't even look. Oh, jeez.
That goes to that guy. Beautiful.
Floor power on. Please check input voltage to avoid damage.
Miracle.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the plate. I feel like you should have it on there, otherwise it's gonna level.
That was another weird thing. It didn't tell you to install the plate. It's a very common kit. It's a super common printer. I guess for its time was well featured. But then you just have blatant, like, this instruction is completely missing. This is a major component. And it's just like, you figure out that you have to put the plate on, I guess.
I would have definitely given it a full send.
Just
Without having the plate, it's an optional feature. That's what this is.
print directly onto the aluminum or whatever. Get in for the shot. Get the focus. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Look at that. Look at that. You like that?
Come on, you just gotta want it. Oh. That is still pretty satisfying. There we go.
Spectacular. So right now what you're doing is homing, so everything's finding 0.
Can't stop that.
So this is...
Assuming I gotta move this bad boy down, because that is heebie-jeebies way too high.
It is heebie-jeebies. I love that made the cut. It's heebie-jeebies too high.
Say, I don't think I've ever said that before in my life. I'm super careful with the build plate there. You're like, yeah, don't get your fingers on it and be careful with it. Let's keep watching.
Yeah, so what's happening here, while Kory's doing that, is his end stop is as far down as the Z-axis can travel, because as soon as it hits that little switch there, it says, nope, that's the bottom. The idea is your Z end stop will put the extruder right at the build plate. What a good Easter egg. Hand fully on the build plate.
It gave up on it.
Why do we not want to touch the build plate, Kory? This is the informative part of the video.
It was your greasy fingers, and then your plastic doesn't stick. Greasy mitts, baby. Send her home, baby. What do you got? Easy.
That's also a good one because we cut it in such a way that it looks like he adjusted it once and then it was set to an appropriate height to level, but there was like 2 or 3 or more attempts in there.
You can also see my reaction where I realize how slow it goes.
Yeah, you like it.
It looks. You need a tiny piece of paper.
So the nozzle is at 0, so we want the bed to be the same distance away from the nozzle over here as it is over there. We do that by spinning the little knobby on the other side up there, which moves the bed up or down. Give us an update.
Alright, we spent 5 years leveling this bed. I got a mystery print on our SD card. We're gonna shove this bad boy in here and see what happens. So I'm seeing this nice little slot here. Again, I have not read instructions. We're just gonna try to see it. This is great. Oh yeah.
There it is. Why we cut it was upside down. We should have left that in.
That's one thing I hate about little SD cards is it gonna go up or face down
exactly.
or up?
When you're doing design things, industrial design in particular, the best designed product is one that indicates how it's meant to be used or signals how it's meant to be used. So whether that's a little sticker that's like you put the little bump part of the SD card down or whatever, that's not the case here. It's like wrong. And then from printer to printer, one of them you put it in the opposite of what all the enders do. So that's also good.
Just print. Oh, and we need stuff to print with.
You silly guy.
We like to have fun.
Alright. That's good, that's fine.
Yep. All right.
So normally you would never let go of this, because that'll get all coiled up and make problems for you. I'm not going to help you, but normally don't do the thing you just did.
You can see how tired I am. I'm just like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel of like, we're almost there.
We're going to be printing.
This is the plastic. It goes in, it comes out. We're done.
Good.
I guess this is where I do need to actually be able to see.
But sometimes you just gotta like, a little bit of that.
Oh yeah.
Now you can continue your work. That turned into a bit of a gotcha as well.
I feel like I've helped you do that before, like just inserting the filament through that piece. I can never do it.
If the filament's not perfectly straight, there's enough gaps in the path to get into the Bowden tube that if it's not perfectly straight or you don't have it cut just a certain way or if you don't twist it just right, it just won't go in. I like also that, so it was a struggle putting together the printer, but like putting the screen on, massive struggle in terms of the time that it took and the amount of attempts and things. Putting the loading the filament in, massive struggle. The screen, can't do it. Filament, can't do it. Putting together a whole printer, that's fine. Yeah, it just, it takes some time. Put it together, done deal. And now we wait for everything to heat up. Okay, so that was that. What'd you think about the process of building your Ender 3 V2?
I thought it was far rougher than it was gonna be.
You had the idea that most people would have probably. Set up the printer, print some stuff, and away you go. The hobby is tinkering with printers, and that's just what it is. Unless you have a different kind of printer. Stay tuned for that. Any final thoughts?
I don't think so. I mean, it was fun doing it, but by golly, was it way more than I thought it was going to be.
Knowing what you know about 3D printers now, would you buy the Ender 3 V2?
I'd probably get something else. I would get the Ender if I had so much more free time on my hands.
Okay. If you wanted to customize it or whatever.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about this video, and bye.
Bye.